20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally.
Third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Awesome Bill, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yes!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
Morgan McClure Chevrolet. Honk. Clean Air Show. Episode 52. Back again. Post Talladega.
Is this where the dicks hang out?
Is this where the dicks hang out? Phil and I back again. We were at a racetrack last night.
I had a great time.
I'll continue on from there, Phil. Fuck, thought you'd go in detail about it a little bit.
I was turning my phone off because it just went off. Had a good time. Watched some good racing, watched some epic shit shows, watched some absolutely horrific driving.
It was a shit show.
It was a shit show. Looking forward to going back next month, watching them do it again.
It was a shit show from start to finish.
Oh, absolutely. So yesterday morning, they got a call that the tire truck would be there at some point, and then it got pushed back to like 4, and then we left at 4:15.
We left at like 4:15.
And they
an hour
still didn't
drive.
have tires.
Out of fucking tires.
Out of fucking tires. We walked down pit road. I mean, we were there for at least 45 minutes, I'd say, and the tire truck comes rolling in. Dude, you would have thought people were going to riot.
They were moving. So Crown Vics were stationing because Crown Vics was going to be the first feature of the night after the whole tire issue. Crown Vics are lined up, and was it Ricky Brooks coming through making all the Crown Vics move the fuck out of the way so this tire truck could pull in?
The dude wouldn't even get out of the truck.
No, I don't blame him. There's some mad MFers.
So 6 o'clock, tires roll in. The first feature starts at 6 o'clock. That feature was a shit show, so it worked perfectly. Allowed Pure Stocks to get their tires for the Oscar Holmes Memorial.
What a great event.
Absolutely, man. Loved hanging out with that family during that race.
They are great. That's the first time I've ever been around them in person, and they were all great. Start to finish, everybody was awesome. Awesome people. Awesome.
Yeah,
family.
so we watched qualifying. We were on the other side of the track still for qualifying and stuff. And then most of the Pure Stocks were out, and they're like, listen, we're not done. There's guys still getting tires. We're going to roll with Sportsman. So they rolled with Sportsman, got most of them done, ran a few more Pure Stocks, ran the rest of the Sportsman. Like, I don't know how, like, they did such a great job keeping that organized and it not being a complete shit show.
There was so many different pieces in motion, and everything just kind of worked. Shout out to the track, the staff, and the Holmes family. I mean, it start to finish, minus some of the on-track incidents that had happened. It was such a great event. I'm glad they're talking about potentially doing another one next year because 30-something Pure Stocks at one race is...
I was told before we left, as long as it's guaranteed to run at the Freedom Factory, it's the next 5 years.
Really?
Yes.
That would be amazing. That I've never seen so many Pure Stocks on the same racetrack at the same time like that.
The family doesn't want to take it to Auburndale. They don't want to take it to Showtime. They don't want to take it to Citrus. They want to make sure it's at a track that he worked at.
I mean, not only that, it seems like there's less bullshit with the Freedom Factory than anywhere else.
Ricky doesn't take it, man. I mean, you saw the Crown Vic race was just probably some great racing. You know, it was a little bit of, you know, shit show going on, but you expect that with 30 whatever cars were out there. But like the guys up front, what was it? 3 of the leaders got DQ'd for not having receivers.
It's off
the track. They're like
legit show.
Yeah, they weren't answering them on the receiver. Weren't answering them. They black flag them, kick them off the track. You're done. Like that's a rule by Ricky Brooks. You got to have that in your ear. It is what it is. I mean, follow the rules. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean it was just perfect. Like the whole event went off without a hitch. I will say, on some of these features that are above 50 laps and they've turned into wreck fests,
Count caution.
Start counting some caution laps.
What do we have? 3 red flags last night in the sportsman race? They junked some shit. And I mean junk
some shit.
Saw an air cleaner rolling down the front stretch at one point.
I think it was Kyle's air cleaner.
I think it was Kyle's air cleaner.
Just a great event, man. A solid event all the way around. It was just a great time. Can't wait to be back there next month for the Bigley Memorial. That's always a fun event to be at. Just a great time. Great time. Can't wait for next year's. It's only going to get better. I would like for us to have a bigger, we should have a sponsorship on that.
We'll work on it.
We should get with them on that.
Yeah.
Catching up on some comments here. Smells like Rogaine in this MF. No, this is just where the dicks hang out. Oh, back to that story. So we walk into the bathroom. Phil and I are just bullshitting as we're walking to the bathroom, and he just goes, "That's where the dicks hang out." SVG Oval win coming soon. Yeah.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
SVG,
maybe.
he did. He did great today.
Yeah, damn water. Damn water coming to pit. Nobody else out of 39 other cars had an issue with it, but SVG found the one bit of water on the track, apparently.
Somebody probably threw their water bottle out, and he found it. Richie Smith won the Pure Stock race. He's also the guy that won the big Pure Stock race at Citrus last weekend.
Holy cut, it's slick. I will never not laugh at the NASCAR Chasm tweet. SVG's dog goes bach. We have a lot to talk about today's events that unfolded. Shout out Chase Briscoe, locking himself into the championship 4 in Phoenix. Right place, right time at the end of it, where you need to be at these races. I think that he is the most dangerous person in that Final 4 right now, because it seems like when that team, especially this side of the schedule, has needed a big performance, they've done it. Because coming in today, Briscoe was kind of teetering at the cut line for even a majority of the race today. And it just, that team is clicking when they need to. Reminds me a lot of Truex when he was there. It seemed like
I will say, I just want to point out, there's a guy between one of the two of us that picked Chase Briscoe to win the championship.
That was you, but that
was me.
I picked his other one that's already locked into the championship 4, though, too.
I know, that was my other choice.
But it reminds me a lot of those Martin Truex seasons, where it seemed like during the regular season they just kind of made do with what they had, maybe win a race or 2 in the regular season, and then just kind of try to stack up, stage points, playoff points, bonus points. And it's what Briscoe's doing now, and maybe doing it a lot better than Truex ever did with Gibbs. Certainly when he was at Furniture Row, it was a whole different story. He elevated that team to where it was. But
I said it at the beginning of the playoffs, though. I mean, he did it all year. He sits back quietly. He's just there, It reminds me of Blaney a couple years ago. You know, he's there when he needs to be.
And I gotta say, I do enjoy seeing Briscoe do well. You know, like there's some guys who naturally, as a fan, you're gonna have like me with Larson, Phil with you name it, Larson probably, Larson on your end,
Probably.
where you don't want to see him win, you don't want to see them advance, you don't want them there, but I don't know, man. Briscoe just seems like such a pure racer to me that it's enjoyable seeing him do well.
Maybe he'll get some of that winning money and go to Turkey and get his hair done. Go see Joey's guy.
Another big talking point. Larson sucks at saving gas. Larson had issues all day. Earlier on in the race, they were complaining that he didn't feel like he had the power. And even when he's complaining about not having the power, Cliff Daniels is telling him, like, we need you to save a little bit more gas. You know, you're not hitting our number right now. And that's a tough position to be in. Larson battles his way back up to the front. Probably has an even better chance of winning if Buescher doesn't get turned there to set up the overtime finish.
Speaking of, what a lick.
Oh, yeah, he took a hit. Allmendinger earlier took a lick. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But I thought Larson was sitting really well there. I thought Byron was sitting really well there. And then naturally, you can't ever count out the two Penske cars of Logano and Blaney at the end of these races. They somehow always seem to find themselves towards the front at the end, no matter where they are when the white flag comes out.
I was listening, but not really paying a lot of attention. I had just gotten to the wedding I was going to, so I was kind of sneaking the phone a little bit so I could pay attention to what happened at the end.
Maybe a little late to that, Phil.
See what happened was.
What happened was
went out kayaking today. Got a little sun.
Laid down on the yak,
couch.
did you?
Yeah, went out on the yak for a little bit. Laid down on the couch to watch the race, and next thing I know, I woke up and I looked out the door, and my wife was leaving. And I asked the boys, I was like, she asked me if I was going with her, and they said yeah. And I was like, did I say no? And they said yeah. And I was like, oh shit. So I called her and I was like, give me a minute, let me throw some clothes on, pick me up, I'll be right out.
Phil woke up from his nap.
It's like, shit.
Dude, StreamYard added sounds, and this is hilarious. SVG actually finished the race today. What was I getting at? Oh, Larson. That's right. Larson. Oh, stop that.
That's not nice.
So they get the restart, and I what happened? Larson just ran out of gas, I guess, on the backstretch. I saw him dip low. I thought at first he was forced low and was just going to the back because you're not going to come up into the field right there. Apparently, he ran out of gas, and then coming to the line, Byron gets turned by the Hocevar, which I don't think Hocevar ever stopped. I don't think Hocevar lifted once on those final 3 laps.
I don't blame him.
I was hoping Hocevar was going to pull it off.
Go for the dub. That's what you're there for.
Well, why not? Screw these guys that are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't care that you're in the playoffs. I'm here to win the race for myself.
Yeah. They don't get paid your salary. You win, you get a big check. Get that sumbitch.
100%. Had Cody Ware spinning his own oil. That brought out a late caution that set up the final pit stops.
I will say, though, he had a pretty decent run yesterday. Another one.
Yeah.
Ran up front for a little bit. During
that pit sequence, I guess Hamlin's was having issues with the car with a hung throttle. It was kind of sticking it, half throttle and would go to full throttle when he'd push the clutch in. This is interesting. Hang on.
What are you doing over there?
Got a little bit of an issue. Now I can't find where it went. No, we've been having this issue lately where just these palmetto bugs keep getting in the house.
Yeah, we are too.
And one just literally crawled across my keyboard as I'm sitting here. That's perfect. Anyway, I can't find it now. So, and Hamlin comes over the radio and says, something along the lines of, when are we going to get up on top of these cars and fix these cars so that we don't have these problems? This is a guy who's concerned about heading into Phoenix and having these little monotonous, shouldn't happen issues happening when the championship's on the line, and it's justifiable.
It's little stupid shit. Like, that's the thing. It's not, not blowing motors. It's not the normal things you'd think of. Like, that's the crazy thing,
He had the power steering issue at Kansas.
Yeah.
On top of how many other countless mechanical issues he's had all season. The throttle getting hung at like Martinsville because some rubber got stuck in there.
In Kansas, he had a great car. Like, he had probably one of the better cars that day.
Until he ran up into Bubba. So it's a justified issue that Denny has right now there. And I'm going to be honest with you. I really hope Denny wins that championship this year. He needs it.
I'm not opposed. Like, I think he is. He 100% deserves it.
Denny winning a championship, to me, is the same magnitude as Dale Earnhardt Sr. finally winning the Daytona 500.
20 years of trying.
It's the same magnitude in this sport. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. So you want that moment? That would be a moment where I could see every member from every crew coming out on pit road to do the handshake.
Or is Denny just going to be a new Mark Martin?
That's the flip side of it. But you know what? Would you rather be remembered as a Cup champion or get lost in the list of names of a Cup champion, or would you rather be known as the greatest driver to never win one? That's a genuine question. That's a genuine good question.
That's a hard one. I mean,
would you rather be lost in the names of NASCAR Cup champions?
But think about it.
Would you rather be the first name that pops up when someone says, who's the greatest driver to never win a championship?
See, I think I'm with Brandon. I'd rather be lost in the championship.
I think I'm in that too, but what I'm trying to get at is the flip side to that so bad?
Well, like nowadays, you listen to a lot of interviews. A lot of these guys say they'd rather win a 500 over a championship. The 500 they think is more prestigious than a championship.
That has lost its luster in the last 10 years.
Yeah, 100%. But like you hear some of the older guys that are still around, like this was probably a couple of years ago I saw the thing, but they're like the 500 is like, that's, as a kid, that's what all drivers want to win to get into NASCAR. That's the biggest win. Championships are great.
Somebody won or somebody lost the 500 before they retired or something like that. It might have been Stewart, who said he'd rather trade his championships for that one Daytona 500 win. And it might have been Stewart. I'm not 100% sure it was Stewart. Somebody did say that though.
That's probably where I've heard it. That's where I got it from. You never know. I don't know. Talking shit. You know how it goes.
I'm just trying to think back further into the race because then there was a whole bunch of stuff not going on.
Gregson got turned.
Brennan thinks never win one is the better category to be in. It's more recognizable, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Gregson got turned.
The big one at the beginning.
Gregson got turned. Causes an absolute, probably it was the big one today, right? That was the only one that had like 8 cars in it.
Yeah.
Gets into Allmendinger, who was leading the race, and AJ freaking KO'd.
Dude, that thing shot to the wall so hard. Like the in car was brutal.
And so like the wreck happens and Allmendinger's in it and Gregson's in it. I see Cindric just door shot Chase. Chase is in it. So now we got a playoff driver in it who's needing a good finish to continue on. And then the camera pans back over to AJ Allmendinger's car at the inside wall. Car's on fire, and he's just laying on his back next to the car. And I looked at my wife, Gwen, and I'm like, he's hurt.
Oh
I
yeah.
think he's hurt. She's like, what do you mean? I go, he just laying there. He not moving. He's not doing nothing. Then when the safety crews came up to him, he started like kind of like rocking back and forth. That boy took a hit.
I was driving home, but I had it on my phone, and me and Ryan were watching, and I was like, "Oh man!" And we were at a light, and I was watching it. I was like, "Oh my god, dude, that had to be a hit."
He hit an absolute ton. Pretty sure it was Stewart also. Yeah, I think it was Stewart that said
What's
that.
up, Rich?
What's going on, Rich? I'd be happy to be in ARCA. Thought AJ broke his leg. Yeah, it was good to see him stumble away, I guess would be the way to put it, how he got back to the ambulance. But
Very Kyle Busch-esque.
it was. But hearing him do his out of the media or out of the care center interview was nice. He said he's going to be sore. Got the wind knocked out of him.
I was waiting for him to say, "That's why I hate this kind of racing," because that's what he says every time he gets wrecked.
You know, that's got to be the worst, to get the wind knocked out of you and the car's on fire. So, like, not only can you not breathe because of that, but now it's on fire, so it makes it even worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, get me out of here. That was pretty much today's race in a nutshell. And we'll go over point standings for each series here towards the end of the show. We'll get into the Xfinity Series race yesterday, which I can say that Swalich is okay. It was weird that they posted a tweet about the Swalich incident yesterday and then said that he's going to a hospital or a local medical facility and then never updated it after the fact until this morning.
There were really three scary things, one in each race. I mean, you got Norm Benning's truck on Friday.
Got it.
You got Swalich yesterday, and then you had AJ today. I mean, all three of those were pretty tough. Norm's was, man, that fire was crazy.
I'll talk about Norm here in a second.
I'm going to get a glass of water real quick. I'll be right back.
No, you're good. Almirola hit an absolute ton. I saw Brennan say that earlier. I'm surprised that it wasn't off the nose of Austin Hill, because when I saw those two together with each other at the end of the race, I said, well, there's no way both those cars finish. I will say, shout out Austin Hill. As much crap as I give him, I said this to Phil yesterday in the stands. I understand what he does on the track may not be everybody's cup of tea, but nobody can deny how damn good he is at a super speedway. He just knows where to put the car. He doesn't even need to block anybody when he does it. He just knows. Go ahead, Phil. Say it.
It's where the dicks hang out.
It's where the dicks hang. Anyway, what was I on? Austin Hill, just a great super speedway racer. It can't be denied. I thought for a moment today he was going to win.
Yeah, he was doing pretty decent. I mean, there were a lot of guys up front. Alfredo was up there for a little bit in the mix.
I tell you what, Austin Hill had the run that would have won him the race if he didn't try to make the third lane go into a fourth lane. You know what I mean? Like he was in the outside lane 3 wide, and then he almost tried to make it even wider into a fourth lane, and nobody went with him.
With Brandon on that.
I mean, I'm with Brandon too. I'm just saying his skill at super speedways can't be denied. He just knows where to put the car. Busher did have a hard hit today, and it's the same, kind of like the same incident that took him out in the spring too.
The overtime was very uneventful, other than that they were 4 wide completely and Byron going spinning. I mean, I literally thought they were wrecking about 8 times.
I did when Riley Herbst lost his motor in the middle of the field. I was like, oh, here comes a wreck. Here comes a wreck. Wow. They all went around him.
Well, who was it that merged off a pit road in the middle of the field at one point? and the whole field had to split them, and they were doing like half speed of
that
everybody.
was Cindric and somebody else, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I think it was the Fords.
Was it Cindric and Logano at that moment?
It might have been. I was driving. I just remember looking over and seeing it.
I mean,
And I was like,
Trevor Bayne has what, one super speedway win?
one win.
Thank God Carl Edwards is
Come back.
pushing him the whole way.
I was there.
You were there.
The only thing we could say was Trevor fucking Bayne, dude. That's it. My dad
We
to this
drove
day.
all this way to watch
Yeah.
Trevor fucking Bayne win.
Well, the race the day before was good. That was the one that Stewart won in the. He was in the number 4 Ritz car.
that
and he won
wasn't
by a
the
couple
one
inches.
Larson went to the fence, right?
No, this was earlier than that.
There's kind of like a lull I have in NASCAR memories that span between like 2010 and 2013.
I wasn't at the one Larson went into the fence.
That would have probably been your first year in NASCAR, though, later on that year?
18?
No, that wasn't 18. That was earlier.
18 was the first year I started doing that stuff. July.
That was earlier. The 2 and the 22, yeah. I thought I remembered seeing the discount tire from the aerial. But yeah, it was the 2 and the 22 on that one. We almost were celebrating the Josh Williams victory yesterday, Phil. We were so damn close.
He put it on himself. He said he screwed up.
What do we call that, Phil? What did he do?
Stepped on the old puppy.
Stepped on the old puppy. But I mean, to Josh's credit, how many times is he ever in that situation?
Did you see that interview with him?
No, I didn't see the interview.
He was like, not bad for a guy who got fired because people said he couldn't drive.
That was awesome. I saw the quote pop up, but I did not see the interview.
I saw it because Vince was commenting weird things on there.
Of course he was, because he was one of the guys who was saying that exact thing. Truck race. Not that I got to see much of it. I listened to maybe 10 laps on radio because I don't know whose great idea it was to start a truck series race at a track with no lights at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You and I both said that. We were driving home and we're like, who the hell decides to run this late? Like, it sucks.
There's no lights at Talladega, but let's start it at 4 o'clock.
But yet we ran the Xfinity race so late on Saturday. Why couldn't we start the truck race at, 12
earlier.
o'clock and still have both of them?
I mean, they still had to shorten the race Friday by like 2 laps because they were going to lose all light.
Pussies.
However, shout out Gio Ruggiero. First career win. And it's the first time, I thought I heard this on radio. It's the first time a truck has qualified on the pole and won at Talladega since Timothy Peters in the 17 truck.
Damn, that's been a while.
So the 17 truck wins from the pole on Friday when the last one was Timothy Peters in the 17, however the hell long ago that was.
That kid's come a long way this year, though, man. He's improved greatly since the beginning of the year.
Gio's going to be good. Gio's going to be good. Let's get into some where we're looking at standings-wise heading into Martinsville here. So on the Cup side of things, we got Briscoe and Hamlin locked in. They're heading to Phoenix, tickets punched. We got Christopher Bell plus 37 to the cut and Kyle Larson plus 36 to the cut. The only way those two are not going to make it is if one of the bottom 4 win. I don't know what you're laughing at, but I can only imagine. Below the cut line is Byron, Logano, Blaney, and Elliott. In my prediction, Blaney's going to win at Martinsville. It's going to set up a points battle between Bell and Larson on who gets the last spot.
I give it to Bell.
You need to consult your physician.
That's what I was laughing at.
Yeah, that's what I think there. We move on to Xfinity.
So I was actually I'm going to jump into my bracket real quick while we're speaking of that. So right now, the only thing I'm missing would be Denny, because I have, and I want Blaney to win this week and lock himself in. Like, that's my pick. Jesus Christ.
Contact RJ.
I've got Blaney, Bell, Briscoe, Larson were my final four. I didn't have Denny in there though. I've got Briscoe for the win.
You still might end up with 3/4 of that.
Oh, I can almost guarantee I'll end up with 3/4 of that.
Following Dega on the Xfinity side, Zilich and Allgaier are locked in
Dagger
to the final four. Jesse Love is plus 40 to the cut. The only way I feel like he can't make it is if he wrecks out early at Martinsville. So he's probably locked into the final four. That last spot on points is Carson Kvapil. Below the cut, Sammy Smith, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed. And if you remember, where Sammy Smith became a little bit of a folk story was at Martinsville earlier this year when he wrecked just about every damn body.
Everybody and their mama.
If you remember correctly, Austin Hill won that race too. I just don't see Sheldon Creed winning.
Dude, he took a lick yesterday too.
He did take a hit. I don't see him winning Martinsville.
No.
Sam Mayer's a possibility. Brandon Jones is a possibility. I don't see Sammy Smith winning either.
Creed has had good runs there, but I don't see him pulling it off. They just haven't had it this year. That team in general.
If he does, he's probably winning the championship in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Cooper's not happy.
Were you even alive then?
Actually, this is going to be funny because Cooper just said NHRA is a real man's sport and Patrick is a big NHRA fan. So that'll be interesting in the comments here in a bit. Tune into that. Truck Series. Corey Himes advanced in the fact that they're just not giving him the title now.
Yeah, just hand it to him.
I guess we'll see what happens in Phoenix because somehow, some way with this stupid playoff format that we've got, he probably won't win the championship, and it's an absolute crime. We got Raja plus 14 to the cut, Ankrum plus 8 to the cut, Honeycutt plus 5 to the cut. Below the cut are Majeski, Riggs, Hemrick, and Infinger. I will say that any Majeski or Riggs can definitely make it on points if they have a good enough day. I would imagine Riggs is probably going to point his way in.
I think he's going to rim pretty well.
The fact that
he might be a threat at Martinsville Friday.
For sure. Especially with how good he is at short tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most interesting points battle is out of this weekend because outside of Heim, after Talladega going into a cutoff race, he's the only person that's locked. The rest of the drivers can still point their way in on points, and that's wild to me.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how they go. They're Friday night,
6 o'clock. I saw.
So we got some interesting battles shaping up to get locked into Phoenix next weekend. Next weekend's going to be a really good race weekend.
Dude, Grant Enfinger's got absolutely no luck lately in the trucks.
No, Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
I listened to his interview and I had to laugh.
Kermit Frog with a speech impediment.
Let's pick up on some fantasy stuff from this weekend.
Your boy finished second this week. I want you to know on the week.
You did?
Uh-huh.
Look at you, Phil. Just clawing your way back.
No, I'm still in 10th, dude. We're still hanging out at the bottom. Top 10's okay, though.
Out of anybody that set their lineups, I almost finished last.
Nice job.
Kyle Larson's iRacing accounts in first. That's Vince. One Blue West in second. Ryan Schreck third. Tight points battle. I mean, it could be decided. One Blue Weston still has a chance. He's only 101 points or 199 points below. And I mean, that realistically can still be
anything can happen.
One. Ryan Schreck 12th, third. Manda Love 4th. King J Hip Racing 3 5th. NASCAR's consistency myself 6th. Door Bumper Not Clear Phil in 7th. Priscilla 8th. Cola Bowl 24 9th. Mr. Excitement 10th. Did I say Door Bumper Not Clear was you?
I don't know. I wasn't
That's
listening.
Brandon.
I
You're
wasn't paying
Mr.
attention.
Excitement.
Sorry.
Jackhammer JT 11th. Dale's Mustache 12th. Casual Chaos 13th. Junior's Wild Bandits 14th. Victor's 15th. T. Cawthorn 88th. 16th. Josh's Berries 17th. Recapping picks up until the trial Phil. Looked like Byron might have edged Bubba. But then Byron wrecked, so Bubba gets the checkered flag. You get the win for the week. Where are you going for Martinsville?
I've used Blaney already, haven't I?
I believe you have. I believe you have not used Blaney.
Give me Blaney.
Last time I used Blaney was Atlanta. So I was going to take Blaney this week. But I can't now.
Gotcha, Blaney.
Not that it matters. I mean, realistically. This has been a foregone conclusion.
I finished second today. You want to hear my lineup?
What?
Said I finished second in fantasy today. You want to hear my lineup?
Yeah, what'd you
Michael McDowell, Kyle Busch, Ryan Priest, Cole Custer, and Ryan Blaney.
Mm.
And that finished me second.
You just got lucky enough to where none of them wrecked.
Absolutely.
All right, where am I going to go with Martinsville? I've still got Denny available, but I'd love to save him for the championship, but I might not be able to now. Let me go William Byron this weekend. Someone that kind of needs a win to advance. I'll take Byron. Oh, wait, I can't take Byron. I took Byron today. Dummy.
Idiot.
Dummy. Then give me Christopher Bell.
Good
I've
pick.
not used him yet. Topher. Give me old Topher. Where are we at? What are we doing for Big Junk today, AJ?
That's how AJ gets it.
AJ gets Big Junk today. This might be his first Big Junk of the year. No, he got it for Kansas, the first Kansas race. The hell happened to the first Kansas race that we gave it to him?
I don't remember. You know what we never did? We never did our NASCAR historian, my friend.
We have not. I was actually going to wait till kind of like the end to do that. Oh, Norm Benning, real quick, Phil.
Oh, yeah, Norm.
Listen, man. Love the fact that Norm's still out there doing his thing, running slower than shit. Has the guy finished more than 50% of a race in the last 6 years?
Nah.
Every time that I've been to a truck race that he has run 4 to 5 laps and brought it to the garage or got penalized for being too slow. So, how old's Norm now?
64-ish. Let me look.
I really don't want to get roped into the politics and the controversy surrounding this. But you can't tell me that Mike Wallace is unfit to race when Norm fucking Benning.
Holy shit, dude. He's 73.
Okay. You can't tell me Mike Wallace isn't fit to race when 73-year-old slow fuck Norm Benning is out there getting penalized for being too slow week in, week out, and he's still being allowed to come back. That guy is like one of those backside ARCA teams at Bristol at 1.5 miles.
I don't think you could put Mike Wallace in a cup car and be competitive, but I guarantee you put him in an Xfinity car, I think he'd run decent.
In decent's just like top 20.
Right. Right.
He'd
That's
probably
what I'm saying.
finish top 20.
Yeah, for him, I mean, that'd be decent. You know, that's a good run.
Austin Prock is the future of NHRA. Corey Heim. I was the only saving grace. NHRA is on the verge of becoming extinct. I don't know if you watch too much NHRA, Phil, but that dude is about to break every John Force record there is throughout his career.
Watch a little bit here and there.
Ironically enough, Austin Prock is the grandson of John Force's crew chief for all that. So any comeback the NHRA may have is getting rid of Pro Stock, putting in Pro Mod, getting rid of Pro Stock motorcycle, and putting in a heads-up door cart. Yeah. NHRA's problem is they don't have great broadcasting.
I find Dragon drives and stuff like that way more interesting than watching NHRA. I don't know why. It's just like...
They also do an awful job of promoting it.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go over to Gainesville and check it out, though.
However, Phil, NHRA did beat the Cup Series in viewership last week for motorsports. Now, there's a little bit of a argument to go along with that. The fact that NHRA was on Big Fox last Sunday, and it was led into by an NFL game, which is where most of their viewership came in.
Basically,
However,
what happened is the people that were watching the NFL fell asleep, and it was still on when it was.
Probably. Fox's any motorsport broadcast is brutal. Even IndyCar was kind of shitty this year.
I didn't watch a lot of IndyCar, but what I did, I just didn't do a lot.
Couple silly season notes, and then we'll go into NASCAR historian. Big announcement for Ram and Colleague this week. Brandon Butterbean Queen is moving up into the Truck Series next year. He's going to be he's the first announced driver for the Colleague Ram team in the Truck Series. And hats off to him, because I think that guy is the real deal. I think he's
I'm gonna
really
be
good.
that redneck dude. I'm gonna spray paint my truck to look just like his because I drive a Ram 1500. We were walking through the pits last night, and me and AJ were saying that all the way through
there. Jim Pullman is leaving Justin Allgaier in 2026 to go crew chief for Kyle Busch. Anything?
In my opinion, we were talking about this yesterday too. He's had so many crew chiefs, and he's run the same no matter who he's got.
I think it's the team. I don't think it's
exactly. I think the crew chief has a big part, but that team just has so much chemistry. Most of those guys have all been together for years.
I definitely think it's the racing organization over the crew chief. Joe White, the spotter for Ty Dillon, the number 10 Colleague Racing Chevrolet, has been released from the team.
Fired.
So much so that he sends out a tweet after he gets to Talladega, parking their motorhome. Quote, got to Talladega, parked the bus, got fired, heading home.
So, like, we were talking about this last night, sitting in the stands under probably one of the multiple red flags. And I said, did he drive the driver bus? Like, he was the motor coach driver for the bus for him? That was my thought, because I know most of them do stuff like that. They drive the driver motor coach and whatever to be,
right.
It's easier for them. That sucks.
Frankie Muniz, 2026 has not been confirmed. Anything for him yet there?
He said, I did see something that said he will say he's committed to Ford.
So that is who he's with now, right?
Yeah, he must have a Ford contract, I'm assuming.
Oh, so what you're saying is he will not be in the not in the Ram deal.
Nope.
All right, so we went over the Jim Pullman. Went over the Ty Dillon stuff. I know we talked several months ago, maybe, about Sunoco not being the fuel for NASCAR next year. Apparently, the rumor is they're expected to extend their NASCAR sponsorship. And that is pretty much all I have. Oh,
Yeah,
Frankie was at Talladega this weekend. That was his first race back.
Yeah, he ran. I don't remember where I saw that news thing, but I saw it somewhere.
Now I'm just scrolling through Twitter to find anything else before we go into car 52 car history, because I've been trying to avoid it all night.
There's not a lot of Rick Ware racing in there.
There's
actually not a lot of anything in there.
Every time I see Richard Petty tweet this, what questions do you want the King and Dale to answer from today's race? I think like Richard Petty is sitting at Dale Earnhardt's grave and they're going to answer questions together and not Dale Inman. And it catches me every time. Like I got to do like a second look. Like what? No, I've got nothing. I saw people complaining that Bubba let off the gas coming through the tri-oval. People are not happy that Talladega was in the round of 8. To me, it's where it belongs. If this is the format you want to use, then that's absolutely where it should be.
I found the thing. 2025 will not be the last we see Frankie Muniz's foray into NASCAR. The actor turned race car driver confirmed a front stretch on October 17th. He'll be back behind the wheel in 2026. I've got a few options right now in different series, and just being honest, obviously, I will continue my relationship with Ford. So that's pretty much him ruled out of the Dodge camp, like everybody's been rumoring.
You want to talk about your Dolphins before I go into the car 52 so I can avoid it a little bit longer?
I didn't watch any today, so no.
No, they lost to the fucking Browns.
My quarterback still sucks.
He got benched today.
My coach still sucks. The owner still sucks. Miami still sucks in general. Like going there sucks.
Yeah, it does.
That ride yesterday was much nicer, an hour away to go do something from the last time.
Yeah, notice me at the end. Phil, you want me to drop off your dad while I'm heading this way? Like, yeah. I don't mind this. This ain't 3 hours.
The last 2 times me and AJ have gone anywhere, we've gone to Miami besides this weekend.
That is true. Damn, that is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Miami.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. Car number 52 has made 725 starts with 83 drivers. The number has earned 2 wins. Fucking a miracle. 1 pole, 11 top 5s, 60 top 10s, and 279 DNFs in the NASCAR Cup Series. Alabama gang member Jimmy Means by far has the most starts in the 52 with 446 from 1976 to 1993. In that time, Jimmy never earned a top 5 but scored 17 top 10s. Means spent most of his career as an owner-driver. Jimmy is now an advisor for Front Row Motorsports and an owner for the NASCAR Xfinity Series number 52 car.
Oh, Smut Means, dude. That's what he was known as. Jimmy Smut Means.
You've got an interesting story for this guy. EJ Trevette has the second most starts in the 52 with 58 from 1964 to 1966. Trevette's favorite track to race at was Richmond International Raceway.
Yeah, so EJ's actually local. He's in, I believe it's like North Fort Myers area, just south of us. But he was a longtime chassis builder for our local track here in Punta Gorda. A lot of guys ran EJ Trevette chassis. Nice guy. I met him.
He's still around?
Yeah. I met him probably I met him before. He actually, believe it or not, built all Josh Williams' chassis.
No
Josh
kidding.
always drove EJ Trevette chassis. But the guy I was driving for when I was driving the street stock a couple of years ago for my buddy Gary, EJ did all of Gary's chassis work and everything too. And we had to go down and move something off of his chassis jig. Dude, the man's like 88 years old and still has a shop where he does chassis work and stuff.
So he's still doing chassis work to this day.
He's slowing down now. That was why we had to get that chassis out of there. He's kind of, slowing down a little bit, but as of a couple of years ago, he was still building cars and tuning on cars for people.
No kidding.
Yeah. We went down to his shop and moved a bunch of stuff, and he super cool guy, man. Just old school.
Dude, it is a shame that we don't have like a studio where we could like bring him in and talk racing with him.
Yeah. He was a cool guy, man. He tells a lot of stories all through his shop and stuff. There were old pictures of cars hanging around that he had driven or that he had built. He did a lot of like road race cars. He did a lot of like the older Cup car stuff where you could just buy a car and basically go race it.
Right. Canadian driver Earl Ross is the only other driver with more than 10 starts in the 52, with 25 starts from 1973 to 1976. Ross earned the only win of his career driving the number 52 in the 1974 Old Dominion 500 at Martinsville Speedway. Earl was named 1974 Rookie of the Year. Neil Cole drove number 52 for 5 races in 1951. In that time, he earned 1 win at the 108-mile race at Thompson Speedway in Connecticut. And with that, that's it for winners in that car. That's the 2 wins right there. 1951 and 1974.
Absolutely love Thompson Speedway, though. Beautiful, beautiful facility.
Let's get into the rest of this. Since 2018, the 52 car is operated as the second entry for Rick Ware Racing. The car has started 5 races with 5 drivers. Cody Ware, BJ McLeod. BJ McLeod might be the only driving fuck on this list. Greg Gaulding, JJ Yaley, and Harrison Rhodes. For 2019, the 52 was a full-time entry, starting all 36 races. The 52 car saw several drivers behind the wheel, with Bailey Curry starting 8 races. The team sparked a bit of a controversy in the first race of the playoffs after driver Garrett Smithley was run into by Kyle Busch's 18 car, as Busch was working his way towards the front and Smithley was multiple laps down. Busch vented his frustration toward Rick Ware Racing and other back markers of the field while Smithley defended his actions. In 2021, Josh Bilicki drove the 52 entry in 35 of the 36 races, with a best finish of 10th at the Summer Daytona race. Joey Hand piloted the car for 1 race at the Charlotte Roval. Billy drove the 15 entry for that lone race. Bobby Labonte drove the 52 in the 2014 Daytona 500 for James Finch and H. Scott Motorsports, formerly Phoenix Racing. Bobby finished 15th after starting in the back due to engine issues. In 2013, Brad's brother Brian Keselowski made 2 of his 3 career Cup starts to date behind the wheel of the number 52. Brian Keselowski would be such an interesting person to talk to.
He's, I think he's still spotting for somebody, if I remember correctly.
I know that he's running like those old, like the tribute races or whatever, like those nostalgia races.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He's been working on a, I think it was a truck. I think it was a Dodge truck.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I saw it with Stapleton.
Yeah. Yeah, it was with him. I'm looking it up now.
You're not going to kill my boy.
You're not gonna kill my boy. A Caterpillar Dodge.
I wish I could pull soundboard sounds out of Discord.
Yeah, it was an old Dennis Setzer #1.
Mopar.
Mopar.
That
Mopar.
Ram 1500.
I can't wait to paint my Ram just like Brandon Queen's car.
I'm going to wrap it.
I'm
Might
gonna
wreck
butcher
it a
this
couple
name.
times, too.
Morgan Shepherd and Paulie Haraka
Yep, Polly Haraka.
made 1 start each in 2013 for Brian Keselowski Motorsports. Haraka ruined his day at Sonoma before it started by crashing into Alex Kennedy leaving pit road.
That's how you know you're a non-driving fuck.
In 2012, Mike Skinner made 1 start in the number 52 for Jimmy Means. The same year, Scott Speed attempted to make a race at Martinsville with the same team, but DNQ'd. For 2 races in 1996, Ken Schrader would field a Cup ride for Jack Sprague, who was dominating the Craftsman Truck Series at the time. While Schrader used the 52 frequently in the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and K&N ARCA Regional Series, this is the only time Schrader fielded a Cup team. In 1994, Bob Keselowski, I'm not going to let him kill my boy, father of Brad and Brian, would make his only career Cup start driving the number 52 at Pocono.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Rest in peace, Bob. IndyCar driver Scott Sharp would drive the Jimmy Means 52 in his only NASCAR start in the 1992 Watkins Glen race. Trans Am road racer Tommy Kendall would also drive the 52 in 1 start that year at Sonoma.
Wheelman.
Some other names in the 52. Brad Teague for 8 races. Cale Yarborough for 6 races. Mike Wallace 3 races. Bill Rexford 2 races. Herb Thomas 1 race. Herschel McGriff 1 race. Dale Jarrett 1 race. Kirk Shelmerdine 1 race. AJ Foyt 1 race. And Bill Elliott 1 race.
Bill Elliott.
Oh man, next week we got a A returning Slick Dick.
Oh, Slicky Johnson.
We have a Dick Petty. We have a Bob Burdick.
It's not Dick Petty, though. It's Dickie Petty. Look.
Dickie Petty. We got Bob Burdick.
Lots of dicks. That's where the dicks hang out next week.
We got the dicks hanging out next week. Can't wait for next week. Oh, man. Well, Phil, it's 10 o'clock. I think we've hit everything we needed to today. Only
hit
three
less
shows
than
left.
half the field today.
Yeah. We only have 3 shows left for the season.
Running low on time, bud.
I did, when I was sitting on the couch with Gwen earlier watching the race, I looked at her and I said, man, it's crazy to think there's only 2 weeks left of this. She goes, oh, really? I go, yeah. Realistically, I can't wait for it to be over. She's like, what do you mean? I go, it's just a lot. It's a lot in one season. You know, that's a lot of racing that I've been watching this year. You know, not only to keep up with this, but to just make sure I'm keeping up with everything.
I just want you to know I'm flipping through and we're not done with Rick Ware racing yet.
I think the 53's got a couple, doesn't it?
So does the 54.
Oh, God. Then we got to talk about Ty Gibbs, too.
Yeah.
Ain't much to talk about there, though. That's all I got, Phil. That's it. I'm done.
Same, buddy. I got nothing.
Make sure you follow Clean Air Show, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Search in the Clean Air Show. Subscribe, follow, turn on your notifications. This way you get notified every time we upload a new video. Give a thumbs up on the video too. Like and share. Let everybody know. Thank you to some of the new faces that came out in the comments tonight. Appreciate you guys. Hope you stick around. Finish up the season with us. We are back for a post-race show next week at Martinsville. We look forward to seeing everybody back here then. And then a reminder, for Phoenix, we'll be doing a pre-race and a post-race show. So we'll be doing both. You cool with that, Phil?
Absolutely, dude. I'm down for anything. I'm easy.
If for whatever reason I end up being on call that weekend, I can't imagine I will. But we'll do the pre-race show Saturday night and then do the post-race show whenever I get off.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure that out, though. I can't imagine I will be, but you never know. So, does it for us. Who do you want to end with tonight? You want to end with both of them? You want to end with one of them?
Same with Victor. We almost saw Larson pull it off today. Let's piss him off.
Hang on, we got to go through some of these sounds first. Drum roll with the bongos? Little punch?
You want to do that to me a lot. I wonder how many of those were thrown in the pits at Freedom Factory last night.
Can't imagine why you'd want a fountain.
AJ Allmendinger.
Wish I had something I could have shot through the window. I'm coming for you, Phil. That was AJ Allmendinger.
That was AJ Allmendinger.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Post race for Martinsville. Take it away, Victor.